Amidst the rising cost of living, interest rate and fuel price hikes and load shedding, of course, the elephant in the room remains persistently high rates of unemployment in South Africa. Now, aiming to address some of the challenges faced by emerging entrepreneurs and small business owners is Philippi Village, an integrated mixed-use development situated in the Cape Flats township of Philippi. To expand on this, we're now joined via Zoom by CEO of Philippi Village, Bushra Razack. Bushra, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much for having me.
I did mention in the intro some of the challenges faced by the country, but let's now start with a bit of history of unemployment and the job crisis in South Africa.
Absolutely. So I think Philippi Village is situated to kind of respond to that. We recognize that townships established by design during the apartheid era don't leave much room for opportunity or space for young people, especially and entrepreneurs, to have a successful opportunity at making some kind of shift in their social and economic, in their personal development. So Philippi Village is, like you said, an integrated mixed-use development situated in the Cape Flats that aims to kind of break down the spatial divides in so many of South Africa's townships and create a safe and inspiring space in which people can thrive as small businesses and as entrepreneurs.
Let's now talk about the scourge of unemployment in South Africa. I mean, why is it still such a huge problem?
I think that there's so many different factors that we need to consider. And that's why every single day when we're trying to develop and respond to these external factors, Philippi Village is trying to realize that there needs to be a viable middle ground, a dynamic sort of middle income economic structure that on a large scale hosts a robust set of businesses, both labor intensive and small enterprises that are suited to absorb the different skill levels available amongst the township's unemployed population. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. And I think the only reason or the only way we've got there is using systematic stakeholder engagement and trying to map out exactly what these factors are that affect employment in the township space.
Now, speak to us about some of the innovative thinking and how it may be what's needed to address this problem.
Thank you. So my journey with Philippi Village started in about 2016. And how it began was I was asked to mediate conflict between some of the informal settlements and Philippi Village. At that time, we were seeing in our business hub very little occupancy, very little small businesses thriving, and our investor couldn't understand why this was happening. I initiated a mapping exercise where we mapped about 1,700 homes and about 300 small businesses to find out a little bit more about them. The questions ranged from combined household income to the state of the small business. And the last two questions were, if you could have anything in a place like Philippi Village that kind of responded to your needs and helped you set yourselves up better for success, what would it be? And we took all the information in, and the results were everything from business support to more greenery, Wi-Fi, improved safety and security, sports and recreation. And then we realized that, I guess, at the heart of the township economy are people. And if we don't understand what that feedback means, we're going to design in a way that might not be relevant. So we spent about 6 months testing those things. When people say they need business support, what does it mean? When people say to have an inspired place to work, they'd like to think through sports, recreation, and culture, what does that mean? Under sports, for example, we tested everything from rock climbing to mini golf to cycling to soccer, and looked at how the community responded to these activities and then designed based on that. So it informed what activities and what offerings we provided, where it was located, what access looked like, how can an idea around bicycles lead to small businesses that might think through mobility in a township or movement. And so we focused on the drivers that connect people, things that they value. And that became an innovative approach to create a space that allowed people to participate more, engage more, and think through in a safe space how they are economic players that influence their own well-being and their own needs beyond just economic. Now you'll see when you walk in there, everything from a BMX pump track to a walking track, skate park, micro farm, and everything is multi-purpose to think through that innovative approach to it. A walking track might respond to sports and recreation, but also passive surveillance. The more people are walking around the perimeter, the safer it is. So it's finding the things that are important to different people and activating it in response to that.
And then there's also placemaking and the kind of relief it could bring to create opportunities, yeah? How so?
Absolutely. Placemaking is something that's really important to me. For me, it allows community and stakeholders, after systematically identifying who the stakeholders are. Placemaking allows us to recognize the community as the experts and collectively reimagine and reinvent a space within the community with the community. And through that, you see innovative responses to problems, because the proximity to challenge and to problems allow people to reimagine what solutions look like. So by putting placemaking at the heart of it, we're finding responses, solutions, and community, collaborative community ways to respond to issues and challenges around them in a collaborative, inspired way.
Is there a particular appetite for a certain type of business, or you're looking, you are more embracing of the creative space, isn't it?
I think both work hand in hand together. When you create a space that is accessible, that is creative, that is inspiring, that's attractive, people engage more, people communicate more, relate, share more. And often we ignore how this can be a spark in inspiration and in growth in society, including economic. And so when we have a pump track, suddenly people are thinking through business ideas where a bicycle is used to deliver medicine for grannies, a delivery service within the township space. So I think that the cultural or creative approach is often a strategy towards economic growth as well.
Right, right. All right, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And this is such a brilliant initiative, eh? Thank you.
Thank you.
Joining us via Zoom there to talk about some of the innovative thinking ideas to curb the country's jobs crisis. That was Bushra Razack.